Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio speaks out about his time here in Miami. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Fins Tailgate with your host El Capitan, a TNN news edition. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, subscribing if you're new, and checking out the website TFTGnetwork.com. Make sure you guys are following along and getting into the comments and hitting the like button. So yes, Vic Fangio speaks out about his time here in Miami and had some interesting things to say. Per David Berryman, PFN, he had this when he asked Vic Fangio the question, what went wrong in Miami? This is what Fangio had to say. Nothing really. Up until the last couple of games, we were ranked very high in defense. We were top 5 in every stat. Then we lost 6 or 7 players the last few weeks. Those players were guys like Xavier Howard, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, Andrew Van Ginkel. Guys were dropping like flies. Yet, at the end of the season, the defense wasn't necessarily the reason why the Dolphins collapsed.
I just finished talking to Darius Slay, and he talked about buying into the defense and how guys play multiple positions and know each other's roles. How does it feel to be a DC to have a group of guys buy into the system?
Well, it feels great, but you know, these guys are good guys. They're doing what we ask them to do. They understand the reasons and the why, and they've been a great bunch to coach.
So if we're asking ourselves the question on how was Fangio's time here in Miami, season came to an end, guys were injured, didn't really have the playoff success, to how Fangio's season is now, is he happier to be out of Miami? Well, I would say yes. He literally was just saying that his players are buying in. They know the whys. They're not giving them the hassle that they were here in Miami. The team is ranked number 1 in defense, and they're on their way to a Super Bowl. So just on successes alone, I would say that yes, is a lot of reason to be happy. But we also know that the Miami Dolphins had a little bit of players that spoke their mind about Fangio when he was leaving here in. The video courtesy of Roundtable Sports Network, excuse me. That was TD Fins Talk that asked him the question, and he had this in response to the to what his take was, what Fangio said about the players buying in. And it's Vic Fangio talks about his Eagles players are all bought into his system, confirming that he was not the problem in Miami, despite players like Jalen Ramsey and Javon Holland spoke bad on Fangio. That being said, Miami Dolphins fans, are the players the problem? Because according to TD Finstock, our players are the problem. Well, let's dig into that question here. Vic Fangio, with his number 1 defense, marching their way into the Super Bowl here this coming weekend, says that his players have bought in to what he has there. And it's paid off well with the best-ranked defense heading in there. Vic Fangio was said to be not well received in Miami, so much so that I can remember videos of Javon Holland showing himself kick rocks on the exit of Vic Fangio. Jalen Ramsey spoke up about how he was unfair to cornerback Cam Smith, who all year in 2024, I can't remember a single play. Was Vic Fangio right? Is he vindicated? Is this Miami Dolphins locker room become a white-collar organization? That's the phrase I've coined for it. Because now, you can't talk to people that way. And players aren't buying in. And this is not just coming from the likes of Fangio. It's not just coming from fans or Fangio. It's coming from players, significant others. It's coming from Dolphins players in the building. And even in the building, now the narrative is pushing around, we got dogs. That's the narrative the Miami Dolphins would like to sell now. But it's hard to say that you have dogs when the opposite is the narrative out there on the streets. Miami Dolphins are soft. You spelled dogs. You spelled soft wrong. You're reading that wrong. It doesn't say dogs. It says soft. Team has collapsed every year at the end of the season. Not securing home playoff field advantage, not winning the East, not finishing out, not having any playoff success. So to say that Fangio is in a better place is an easy thing to say. Not only is he finding success, but the players understand. The guy's been doing this for 25 plus years. On his way to hopefully get his first Super Bowl. And Dolphins players are telling him to kick rocks? Explain that to me. Doesn't really make sense. Can't really put my finger on how this guy, with what admittedly is a bunch of injured players on his defense, that wasn't the problem in the collapse of the year that he was there, is unfairly speaking to these players. And they can whine about it. While when he goes in short order in the next year, players aren't whining. They understand the whys. And now they're the best defense going to play the Super Bowl. And the Dolphins can't even get into the playoffs. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, subscribing if you're new. Let me know what you guys think about this whole Vic Fangio response thing. Let me know what you guys think of the new setup, and keep your eyes peeled for more episodes coming out. Thank you.